Hi friends, MD Vegan. Today I make a recipe that is good for other recipes, like a condiment, for example. I make a Turkish onion, that's how I call it. And I looked it up on the internet. Turkish onion, it's actually a dish. They serve it in Turkey and in other countries together with other meals. But what I don't understand about Turkish onions is that when I was with a friend, I lived in Berlin when I came there, I had a friend that was from Turkey, and he took me home and made a dish for me that he learned from his mom. And his mom is a Turkish woman, a mom, and she always makes the onion for the salads. They eat a lot of salads, and so like this I show you today. I find it fascinating because I always loved onions, and that's actually a way to make them less sharp. They have such a pungent flavor that many people don't like onions. They are just raw onions, and they are just too much for them. I know myself, I know some people who don't like them so much because of that. When they are cooked, that's okay, they say, but raw, no. I know some. And that's why I thought that, wow, that is an idea to make an onion also for these people who don't like it that sharp. And I have to say, it's delicious. They don't have that bite anymore. If you do it like that, it's what it is. You cut it into small into medium pieces. I show you that, and they knead it with salt, your regular table salt here, and then they wash it with water. That's it. I show you how to do that. So it's easy, but I show you anyway in case you want to watch. So here is the onion. That is a so-called, in Germany we call that, colloquially, vegetable onion. Yeah. There are other onions, red onions, yellow onions, brown onions, white onions, Spanish onions. You know, so many kinds of onions they have, and they grow 100 million, more than 100 million onions, and they harvest a year on the planet. So it's a very, very favorite and asked for a vegetable, and it's of course a reason, because it is so healthy. It has benefits, it has minerals, vitamins, fiber, so very healthy, no fat, and it has cancer protection. It is for diabetes. Really, I mean, so many things you can do with an onion. It's so healthy, and there are studies about it to check it. Actually, it's true. I just watched Dr. Greger video where he always collects all the studies that are on a topic, and then he explains what it is about. And so, very good thing, and it's free of charge. So it's a good source for medical knowledge. And about onions, that is, he confirmed all the benefits. For example, that with the diabetes, so many people have too much, have problem with their blood sugar, the insulin, that's called diabetes then. And if you eat 2 tablespoons of sugar, for example, that's one of the examples you gave, 2 tablespoons of sugar, it's a lot. Usually the sugar spikes super high in the blood and takes for some time to get down again. That's what you eat when a normal person eats sugar. For diabetes, that is a very big problem. But being normal is not so nice, But when you eat at the same time a little bit of onion, raw or cooked, doesn't matter. The spike, the more onion you eat, the spike goes down. There's no spike anymore, almost nothing. That what the onion does, and many other things, like heart attack, for example, or stroke. That was the number one death rate for women, for example. That what he quoted. It's also very beneficial, the onion, to avoid that. So it's a very many reasons to have it, very inexpensive. And what I do is I take the peel off. You actually, if you cook it, you can also use the peel. We used it as a coloring when I was little. I remember that in the family. But here, of course, to eat it, I take the peel off. If I have a small amount of peel, even this brown peel here in a dish, it's always disturbing. I tried it. I can't eat that. It has to be taken off. But you can use it for coloring. It's a strong coloring. It has also, of course, important nutrients, but of course for a dish, yeah, we usually take it off. So I just cut the peel off, and the vegetable onion, as we call it, they call it vegetable onion. This is what it looks like without the peel. The vegetable onion is an onion that is milder, not so sharp. Yeah, that's why we call it a vegetable onion. And what I do, I have my regular cutting board. Is not for onions or garlic, allium plants they're called. I take a small extra cutting board only for onions and for these onion-like plants, because the flavor stays in the cutting board. It does really, and that's why it's recommended that you don't do it on the regular cutting board for everything, but because when you do then fruit or so on the other cutting board after an onion, then the fruit tastes like onion. You don't want that, of course, yeah. So what I do is very simple. Here, chef's knife and the onion. Any onion would do, yeah. Just take this one for right now. I cut it into some pieces like that. It doesn't have to be that small. I just do some crosswise cuts. Here, one. Oops, you're the wrong way around. Doesn't matter. You will see it's very simple. What I do is very simple. My Turkish friend, I guess actually with a Kurd, doesn't really matter in Berlin, it's all the same. Many in Berlin, in Germany, so you can meet them very easily. Turkish people have a wonderful culture. The food is interesting, especially the fruit and the herbs and so. I just put these into a container like this here. That's how he did it too, he showed me. And now I have a table salt here, and usually I have a more expensive salt. I don't need that much, so I take a high quality salt, I thought, Himalayan salt or other kinds of salt that are high in minerals. But this one is actually a regular salt, but it has no, there's nothing in the salt added that makes it easier to make it lighter, yeah. But there is nothing in that, so it's because the more expensive salt, the Himalayan salt, costs 3 times or so, or 4 times as much as this one. So for this purpose, yeah, it's a regular salt, an easy salt is used, but just pour some of it over the onions, like this. And of course you couldn't eat that, yeah. With so much salt, it would even be poisonous. Salt, it can be poisonous. Well, we need a little bit of salt every day, but it's very little. And this will be far too much. So I put a little bit of salt on that, and now I have to massage it, you have to knead it like this. And that is important because the onions need to be really covered in salt, and I put my head a little bit away from it, and now I should breathe only through my mouth. It's usually not a good idea to do that, but on some occasions, especially when I cut onions, I begin to breathe through my mouth, because otherwise I breathe through my nose, the onion gets into my eyes through the nose. Now I have to talk a little bit with you, but that's why I talk also, I breathe through my nose automatically, but that will cause a burning in the eyes, you know, a little bit by this, what comes out of the onion, the juices and everything. But I have to do that thoroughly here. See, I come back in a moment, I think. I won't do it too much. Oh, no, it's okay, I can show you how I do it. Use some strength here. And then, yeah, doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah. Now, just wash my hands a little bit. The salt now, together with the onion, on my hand. You see that's what it looks like here now. The onion is, now that the water comes out of the onion, the juice of the onion comes out of it. Now I put the water onto the onion. So to wash out the salt again, because you couldn't eat it with the salt. Yeah, that would really be, I tried that once, it's absolutely impossible. It tastes terrible. And of course it's not healthy. Too much salt is really bad. So that's all I have to do now. Now the salt and the excess sharp flavor of the onion is washed out. And that makes it like a vegetable, really. You see here what it looks like. It's just now swimming in the water. That's all I have to do. And now it goes here through a sieve here, a strainer, into a pot. And so the salt is washed out again, almost. I have to do it one more time. I tried that before. Once I showed it in another, I've shown it in another video while I make a salad. But this is such a nice recipe. I decided now to make an extra video for it because I oftentimes I make a salad in a video recipe and I take an onion. I always think about, well, shouldn't I now show how to make the Turkish onion? And it would take some time, as you can see. So now I can just say, if I make this, if I talk about this in another video where I make a salad, I can just point at this video and say, yeah, you can watch how to make it. It's very easy actually. So I have to use this a second time here, as you see, and now, yeah, still a little bit hot, but very gentle, no problem. The salt is washed out. It's in here now in the water. And that's what I wanted to show you. This is my version of the Turkish onion. And if you cut it smaller or knead it longer or less, it's up to you. I read it in a book, I read it online also. You can also slice the onion thinly and just wash it with cold water, they say. Well, there are many ways to do it. That's what I learned from that friend, from his mom. That's why I call it Turkish onion, and I will use it in another salad for sure soon. To be seen soon, yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and can use maybe that. I was really amazed when I saw it first in the kitchen of the friend, and I thought, how this is a nice way to share it with you. Okay, so it's an amazing vegetable, the onion. And this is a nice way to use it. And maybe I will do some other recipes with onion, with the Turkish onion salad, they say, with the parsley and the sumac maybe, and some salt. Let's see, I don't know yet, but this is for today. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe, MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.